In our first segment, Cindy Carter dons her detective hat to investigate the little-known story of a great man, one whose talents helped make Jack Daniel's whiskey world famous. You see, Jack didn't know much about making whiskey until he met Uncle Nearest.
Much has been said, even sung about Tennessee whiskey. Smooth and distinct, it is spirit, it is tradition, it is history. Dominated for the most part by one name and brand, Jack Daniel's. But the story of Jack just doesn't exist without the story of a formerly enslaved man known as Nathan Uncle Nearest Green.
We now know Nearest to be the first known African-American master distiller in the world, and we also know him to be the teacher and mentor of a young Jack Daniel, and we also know him to be the only known master distiller for Distillery No. 7, and we also know him to be the first master distiller for Jack Daniel.
That's Fawn Weaver. She and her husband, Keith, own and operate the Nearest Green Distillery outside of Shelbyville, Tennessee, a place where the almost forgotten contributions of Nearest Green are highlighted in tours, tastings, and testimonies.
Nearest Green, just this story in the heart of Tennessee, and this story of love, of honor, of respect between a black man, a formerly enslaved man, and a white orphan. The story is absolutely remarkable.
The orphan, as Fawn mentioned, was Jack Daniel, who at age 14 went to work on a Lincoln County farm owned by a local preacher and whiskey maker. Young Jack was mentored by the farm's master distiller, a black man friends and family called Uncle Nearest. In 2016, Fawn stumbled across a New York Times article that included an old photograph of Jack Daniel seated next to Nearest Green's son. It caught her attention, big time.
And I became fascinated by understanding who is this man and why in 1904 was the center position ceded to him instead of Jack being the center of attention. And so I looked at that and thought, there's a pretty interesting story here that we don't know. And so I just went in a rabbit hole to dig it out.
That rabbit hole led Fawn to Tennessee, and as she dug up Nearest Green's past, she realized this man who had such a lasting impact on Tennessee whiskey deserved a place and a brand of his very own, Nearest Green Premium Whiskey.
We knew that if we were going to do it, we had to do it with excellence, and we had to do it to make sure that every generation moving forward would know the name Nearest Green.
You can sip it, shoot it, however you like.
Those who visit Nearest Green Distillery sample and sip the brand's 7 expressions, made just the way Nearest Green did it, using a technique of sugar maple charcoal mellowing, known as the Lincoln County process.
It's going to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit smoother than what you guys are already trying right now.
Depending on which bottle you're drinking, it's going to taste completely different. One may have dried fruits, maybe what comes out forward. One might be maple. One might be, toffee. One might be caramel.
The once forgotten name of Nearest Green is now the moniker of the fastest growing whiskey brand in the U.S. and the fastest growing African-American brand of all time.
The whiskey's really, really good. We needed a property and grounds that were as amazing as the story, as amazing as our whiskey.
The distillery is built on 432 acres of what was once a Tennessee walking horse farm. The farm's show arena has been transformed into a beautiful welcome center and retail space, the origin point for both self-paced and guided tours.
And y'all, you can try every single flavor of a moon pie they ever decided to create. Now, that doesn't mean they should have, but you can try it if you want to.
The horse arena's original concession stand was also renovated and features Tennessee-made products.
Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Tennessee and alcohol, but around here, we truly love some Prohibition.
There's a non-alcoholic speakeasy in honor of Fawn's teetotaler parents, a rick house, barrel house barbecue, family tasting room, and much, much more.
Nearest Screen Distillery has its own bar called Humble Baron, and if you want to belly up to this bar, shouldn't be a problem. With 202 seats and stretching 518 feet, it's the longest bar in the world.
People come here and they will be here for 8 hours, just going from place to place that's on our location.
But at the heart of this enterprise is a story of mutual friendship and respect. Nearest Green's descendants still work at Jack Daniel's, and his great-great-granddaughter, Victoria Edie Butler, is the master blender for Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey.
You can't go to Jack Daniel and not hear about Nearest Green. And so both of our distilleries talk about the significance of each other.
A significant story, one that was lost for far too long. But today, the legacy of Nearest Green is finally celebrated, and often honored in a way that you can't help but think he'd be pleased by. A toast to his name, with that smooth Tennessee whiskey that bears his name.
Hey, how'd you like the story? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed it, we have a lot more where that came from. Here's one you might like. And please click here to subscribe so you'll know when we premiere new videos. Thanks for watching.